the situation with Owen, has this been an ongoing thing, or is it a recent thing, and how serious is it?
Relatively recent. Obviously serious enough to have surgery, and he needed it. You know, it's unfortunate timing for him and for us, but you know, it's one of those things where, as we said in the release, you know, the risk of permanent injury was there, and that's not something, you know, we're going to deviate from. You know, his health and welfare is most important thing.
So is it just untenable for him to keep playing?
Well, it would be painful, but like I said, you know, kid wants to play basketball for a long time, and we want him to play basketball for a long time, and that would be in jeopardy were he to play.
It's his right shooting hand, right?
Yeah.
Did that make a difference? Had it been his left hand, would it have?
I think that's an interesting question. I probably the same. You know, he legitimately would have had difficulty moving forward with movement in his hand, which clearly is important if you're trying to play basketball. So.
Fran, is your impression that Owen will be with the team beyond this season?
Yeah.
Fran, with Owen being out, Riley's giving you some pretty good spot up minutes and time. I guess what's the kind of plan moving forward? Whether it be Riley, maybe Chris Taggio get some run, say do small ball lineup.
Well, you know, I think Logi too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would think Riley, Logi, you potentially Chris. Yeah.
Who would start then tomorrow night, do you think?
Still working that out. Yeah.
You've gone with smaller lineups with Peyton at the 4. Do you see that potentially changing now, going bigger, or is that just kind of a?
Yeah, I think there's times when you're going to be able to do both. You know, I don't think you just say we're going to go small, we're going to go big. Depending upon foul trouble, injury, the team you're playing against, and what you think you need that night will determine what we do.
And I know you've talked about the professionalism of this team and how they're always ready to work. I guess coming off a bit of a skid, 405, and then this happens with Owen. What's the?
They've been great.
Like?
You know, really working hard, locked in, very positive. It's been not that I'm surprised, but you know, I've been really impressed by their approach.
Pretty different Purdue team this year without Edie. What have you seen from Matt's team?
Yeah, different without him. Any team's going to be different without him. I think Kaufman-Wren has really taken his game to a whole nother level. We've seen that. You still have the backcourt, which has been, those two have been starters since the minute they got there, and the preseason player of the year. So you know, those two guys are special, and you know, they always, you know, Matt always has depth. I mean, guys, you know, he changed his starting lineup once, but the guys are still playing a lot. He's got a good mix of veterans and young guys, and everybody understands and accepts their role and plays it to the best of their abilities. And they've got pieces, and that's why they're doing as well as they are.
Fran, you've got a pretty daunting schedule looking forward. I guess what gives you confidence that you guys will be able to right the ship, string together some wins?
Yeah, we're you know, very confident in ourselves, in our players. They're confident in themselves and each other, and we'll just keep working at it.
Fran, what's the common theme across Matt Painter coach teams? Is just rebounding, tough defense, gritty, but just kind of curious what your perspective is.
Well, it's a lot of things. I mean, that's two of them. You know, they always rebound, they always defend, but they run really good stuff. They execute their stuff. They're not typically a mistake team. You know, they play consistently hard, consistently well. Again, whether or not he's got his starters or his bench in there.
How does your offense maybe change without Owen out there? Because he was your guy you would dump it down to the post.
Yeah.
To him.
You know, not saying we still wouldn't run some of the same stuff, but maybe a little more open without him. But, you know, he can play out on the perimeter anyway, so that, you know, that won't change that much.
He's so important defensively too. Do you foresee any like change? We talked about ball screen coverage particularly. Anything like that?
No, we pretty much stay the way we are with that. We're not a drop coverage team typically.
You've been running quite a bit of zone this year too. You think
It's
you'll stick with that as well?
That's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, it's been okay. Hasn't been great, but it's been okay.
Seems like Sadu has just been getting more comfortable the last few games. What have you seen from his?
He's been clearly getting better night in and night out. You can see it coming. Took him a little after his injury. He had some good games, and some games he didn't play as much, but now he's playing a lot more, playing with great confidence, utilizing his complete skill set. Yeah, I've been really pleased with him. He's in a good place.
Even without Owen, you've got 3 centers on your roster that have quite a bit of experience. How important is that?
Well, it's absolutely crucial, especially in this league. You talk about the teams that are coming up, and I don't know if it matters if you look at the teams coming up, look at the teams we've played. I mean, everybody's really good, but everybody's got size, and you need that if you're going to have any chance to rebound in this league.
Over this stretch of games where they haven't gone your way, to go into a week off, I guess, what was this week like? What did you focus on?
Well, we gave them a little bit of time off because we didn't have one for a long time. It was like 19 days, I think, with a West Coast trip in there. So we gave them a little bit of time for rest, and then we just, back to, grinding, getting ready for the next game.
In terms of rebounding without Owen, you had mentioned needing more rebounding from the guards. Is that something? I mean, is that how you feel like you can kind of make up for that at this point?
I think you have to make up for it in that way. Everybody's got to rebound. I mean, he's obviously our best rebounder and our most consistent rebounder, so we have to make up for it with whoever takes his place, but everybody else. Yeah.
Fran, I know you were here yesterday for Caitlin's jersey retirement. I know because of her and Connor, you've gotten to know her quite a bit. I guess what that moment mean, watching it yesterday, and just kind of what she kind of meant to this university.
Well, it really meant a lot to her, and understandably so. It was an opportunity, for people from the entire state, and on an international level even, as we saw, appreciate what she's done. Like a lot of times when you're going through it, it's not the same. Now you can reflect back and you start listing her accomplishments, which are so incredibly impressive. But just to be with her teammates, not only the ones that are on the team now, but the ones that came back to support her, that meant so much to her. It meant a lot to her family and to the program. That what she did not only for our program but for women's basketball has been nothing that we've ever seen before, nothing we could have envisioned. I mean, you could kind of see it coming when she was a freshman, how great she was, not to be overlooked. I mean, her impact as a young kid, I said it to you guys then. I said, this is a generational talent. And I said that after 10 or 15 games. Like you could, if you know anything about the game, you could see that. And you're thinking, okay, it's only going to get better. And fortunately, their staff put some other good players around her that, she always has an incredible ability to make them better. So I'm happy for her. I'm happy for her family, happy for the program.
What do you think of the way our former team played yesterday? They really got after it.
Well, it's funny because I couldn't understand they can't beat them. Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can. Like, this is a really good team we have. And it's going to be a great atmosphere. I felt like we were going to beat them. And you could see it obviously after the first quarter. And with all due respect to USC, who played a really good second quarter, our kids really competed. They were really connected and had some fantastic individual performances. And the energy level was great too, which was fun to see. It was great for them. But they executed the game plan to perfection. I thought Jan had a great game plan, and from start to finish, they executed it. And that's what you want. you know, it's what you want to see. So I'm happy for everybody.